I'm going to start off with my gas station videos. Now I have compiled a list on tractor feed paper again. But anyway, my gas station videos. Now there was a lady here on her. Can't pronounce the name of her YouTube channel. Now I'm going to post it this video, another video. I get the exact spelling of it because it's kind of hard to. I'm not. It may mean something in another language or something. Maybe it's Celtic or Welsh or something. I don't know. But anyway, she's she calls herself ginger or a redhead. To me, I would call her strawberry blonde because that's just the color it looks. But anyway, she said she would date an American boy just to be able to walk into a gas station that sold items other than gasoline. Now I can remember, maybe back in the 1960s, 1970s, there were a handful of gas stations around that that's all they sold was gasoline and automotive related stuff. Engine oil, transmission oil, brake fluid. Now, well, you might have a Coke machine out front or something, but that's pretty much all they sold. Now you walk into a gas station, they're going to have snacks and all kind of stuff. I think most of us who walked into a gas station know what they sold. But anyway, that's what those videos are for. And sometime I'm gonna walk into a gas station and show the convenience. Now that one chick, she works at this one station, and I think initially she kind of wanted to serve me some pink tacos. I'm thinking now she probably not interested. I think at one time she kind of did. Um, she's probably got a family though, and I'm probably completely misreading her. Let me get to my next item here. Now, the guy that has a Save Up for Parts channel, that's his YouTube channel. Now, apparently somebody had people give him all kind of stuff. He's had about two or three different oscilloscopes, and I'm surprised the guy didn't know how to use an oscilloscope. I learned how to use an oscilloscope back when I was a kid, back in the early '70s. I took a class. Well, I'll get to that class in a second. Now I've got a couple that I think I bought these for about $10 or something. I think I got these at an auction place I used to hit up because I haven't been there for years. I need to plug these things in and turn them on and see if they still work. And if they work, I'll probably make some videos, for hooking some type of audio source into. And the one I know where one scope is at, I can get to it real easy. The other one, I got to dig a bunch of stuff out, and I probably won't do it right away. I think that's an old tube type, vacuum tube type scope, which is kind of give you the idea how old this thing is. Um, like I said, I was surprised that the Save for Parts guy had never used an oscilloscope. Um, I said, when I was in high school back in the early '70s, I'd taken a vocational electronics course. Where I went to high school. It was actually through a local college. It was a course offered through the high school. And I actually learned quite a bit, and it's stuck with me. It's helped me quite a bit throughout the years of taking that course. But one of the things they covered was how to use an oscilloscope. Like I said, I'm going to hook up the ones that I've got, or at least one that I can find real easy, and see if it still works. I'll probably hook an audio because these aren't real high frequency, high resolution scopes. They're cheapies. Um, let's see. The next one for Adam the Woo. Now, I've meant to get down to two spots over the past couple of weeks. Then I had that problem with my bank. I haven't had a lot of extra cash, for gas money. So I just kind of, sticking around here close. Well, but these places aren't too far away. I'm switching my hands here on my phone because my other hand is getting tired here. But anyway, I want to hit up the cow puncher and go down there to Buckeye where the Hobo Joe sign is at. Now, if somebody wants to, another Adam the Woo fan wants to do a collab video with me, from those two spots, hey, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably wait till I get a little bit extra gas money. I was hoping some work had come in, but it's been fairly slow. I don't have a lot of extra money for gas money to run down there. Just kind of hitting stuff around here. Like I said, if somebody's Adam the Woo fan and wants to help me make some collab videos, in tribute to Adam the Woo, let me know. If you haven't heard, if you don't know, Adam the Woo, a very well-known YouTube content creator, had passed away just before Christmas. Oh, I assume he did. Now, it's possible that he just wanted to leave YouTube and kind of put this up as a fake story. I don't think he would do this, but it's possible because he periodically would talk about wanting to just quit. So I guess it's possible that he is still alive and just kicking back and not doing YouTube. And maybe after a year he comes back and he said, "Well, this was all fake." I doubt it, but that's always possible. Last thing I want to cover now on refrigerants. Like Freon 12, Freon 22, like that. I got into a discussion with some company over on Facebook. They were saying that they bought up used refrigerants. Now I know I've got two cylinders with R22 in them. This is burned, from it's contaminated R22, and that I definitely want to sell to them. If I can, they were offering $3 a pound for R22. Now I've got some R12. I'm surprised that people are buying R12 because there hasn't been any equipment, at least here in the U.S., hasn't been any equipment made to use R12 since the early 1990s. But they said they would offer about $29 a pound. Now the last R12 I sold, God, that's probably about 20 years ago, probably more than that. Now I'd actually replaced the compressor on an old R12 air conditioner. Well, I put an R22 compressor in there, switched, it was an expansion valve or capillary tubes, and I switched those over to 22, made it work on R22. But anyway, they gave me maybe 60 or $80 for this 12, and I said, well, that's as long as I'm getting something for it. That's it made it worth my effort to sell it to them. So they turn around and sell it for $200 a pound. Now I can remember the day when you could walk into a Checker or AutoZone and get a 1 pound can of R12 for 89 cents. Those days are long, long gone. Now the last R12 I saw was like a 30-pound drum. One of my wholesalers had it for like $600 or $700. That was back in the mid 1990s, and I hate to think what R12 is selling for today. But like I said, there's not very much equipment that still works it. Most of the stuff is either worn out and been switched to other refrigerants, or like I said, just worn out and been replaced. But this company said that they would buy up my refrigerant. Now I need to call around and see if there's a place around Phoenix that'll buy this refrigerant. Now I know where I can get to my cylinders of R22. Now my R12, it's back in some storage places here that I need to dig a whole bunch of stuff out to even get to it. Now I've got a cylinder of mixed refrigerant. It's about maybe 15 pounds of R12 and about another 15 pounds of R409. It was in a big walk-in. This walk-in had two compressors on it, and I didn't realize that there was a problem with the thermostat and the liquid line solenoid was cut off. I thought I'd pumped it down, but there was still about 15 pounds of R12 in the in the receiver, the liquid line receiver. And I went ahead and tried to charge it with R409. R409 is a replacement for R12. I ended up actually mixing this. Now, I tell you, at the time, nobody really wanted to buy it. So what I did, I had a cylinder of R22 stolen off the back of my pickup one time many years ago. So I took, initially had this in a recovery drum, and so I transferred this into a 30-pound white drum. I was hoping somebody would think it was just pure R12 and steal it, but it sat out in front of the place that I lived for about a week until it's a mobile home park. I sat out there until the manager bitched at me about it, so I just went ahead and stayed inside. Said I guess nobody's going to steal it. This may be where they said this one company, on their website, they said they would buy mixed stuff. So if I can get a few bucks a pound for this mixed stuff, that is probably 30 or 40 pounds. If I get a couple $100 for my whole lot of refrigerant, I'd be happy, boy. Let's see. I'm going to cover a few more things here. Oh, there's several places around here that I want to start hitting up. I want to go back down to Monument Hill again. I want to go up that little hill just north of Estrella Park. I want to hang out there. I want to see if you can see deep down into the Estrellas. See, that might be a spot that I might camp out overnight when it warms up a little bit and see if I can see those yellow lights further down into the Estrellas. If somebody wants to do a collab video with me, where we just camp out on top of that little mountain down there, you can let me know. Okay, let's see. Civic Park, gas station, Freon, Adam the Woo. If somebody wants to help me do a tribute video with me about Adam the Woo. Oh, the cow puncher. I don't think I covered that. That, the cow puncher down there, that's a spot that Adam the Woo had covered 4 or 5 years ago. He didn't know the backstory, so I posted the backstory, and I think Adam the Woo was watching my videos. Wanted to go down there to the cow puncher just because Adam the Woo was down there. I want to go down to that Hobo Joe down in Buckeye. If somebody here, from the local area, or if you're gonna be visiting the local area, and you want to do a collab video with me, from the cow puncher, or if you want me to elaborate more on the cow puncher, it was a restaurant bar. It burned down in the early '80s. If you search on my video cow puncher, it'll come up. But the reason that's what got me started into YouTube videos. And when Adam Wu went, come through there, well, kind of. But Adam Wu had done a video down there, not knowing the backstory, so I went ahead and because I'd done work down there when it was when it was open, in the early '80s. But Adam Wu had went through there, and then he had caught that's that Hobo Joe down in Buckeye. Adam the Woo's interested in Hobo Joe was that it was an art project for a guy that worked for Disney. Now, my understanding of Hobo Joe is completely different to Adam the Woo's, but the story presented on Hobo Joe is that it's the art project by a employee of Walt Disney. So I don't know what to. They're both interesting stories, and I'll get into that if I ever get back down there. I'll get back down there sometime down to Buckeye, and I might luck out and have something, job down in Buckeye where I can just swing there on the way back. Okay, love y'all. Let's keep life interesting and exciting. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Vaya con Dios. Ciao.